I'm Brian Heidelberger, a partner with the law firm of Winston & Strawn in Chicago, and I'm here today with your Advertising Age mini law lesson. Today, the law of brands on Facebook. But first, that all-important legal disclaimer, which my mom said at the Thanksgiving dinner table, is a little bit unfriendly. So on behalf of my mom and all my family, I apologize. So last week we talked about the brand terms for Pinterest and how to comply with their terms. Today we're going to talk about how to comply with Facebook's brand terms. So I know it's a lot. You see all the various terms they have here, and I know it's extremely boring, but you don't have to read it because I did, and I'm going to summarize it right now. Can you have terms, legal terms on your own Facebook brand page? Well, Facebook's got its legal terms, so that means you can only have a minimal amount of terms. You can have terms to a policy about what kind of content you will remove from your Facebook brand page and what can cause you to ban a user. But you can't threaten legal action in your legal terms, nor can you claim the right to use content uploaded to your main brand page in your advertising and promotions. If you want to do that, you need to send people to an app and collect information via that app. What about the cover photo? You see here, Facebook has a variety of different terms about what can be on the cover photo. You see, they don't want a lot of hard sell in that cover photo, more brandy in nature. What about conducting promotions on Facebook? Well, if you want to have a prize giveaway with a contest or a sweepstakes, you need to do that through a Facebook application. You can't give away prizes via your main Facebook brand page. Your official rules, which you should have, need to have a couple different things like a release and a disclaimer for Facebook and notice to people that you're collecting personal information and Facebook's not. You also need to disclose a privacy policy. Now, what did I talk about and mean by you can't have the sweepstakes being conducted on your main brand page? Well, you can't say like our page and you'll be entered. You can't say upload a photo and you'll be entered. Instead, what you do is say like our page and you'll have access to our app where you can enter our contest, or access our app and then upload your photo and you'll be entered into the contest. That's the way you need to conduct prize promotions on Facebook. Now, what about collecting personal information on Facebook? They have terms around that. If you're doing that, you certainly need to give notice and have a privacy policy like we discussed before. And you should only collect personal information of users on your app and not on your main Facebook brand page. What else? Well, they don't want you using concepts which undermine Facebook and their privacy restrictions. So they don't want you to run marketing promotions where you're doing things like encouraging users to remove friends or to take over a user's profile, even if you have permission, or even encouraging users to tag things other than real people. All of those are concepts that undermine Facebook, and while they might be good and fun marketing concepts, are things that Facebook just doesn't allow on its platform. What about making offers on Facebook? Well, you've got the various terms here, things like comply with the law and disclose material limitations, all things that you'd probably be doing by law anyway. But what about giving rewards? You want somebody to interact with your Facebook page and you're willing to give a coupon or some premium content. Well, Facebook does not want you to directly tie the giving of incentives to its social channel. So they don't want you to give a coupon for posting a story in your stream or for sending a friend request. But you can indirectly tie rewards to the use of the social channel. Now, what do I mean by that? For example, incentivize people not directly for posting or directly you're sending something to a friend, but based upon the number of friends that might like the page or that might accept an invite. As you can see, that's not a direct incentive, that's more of an indirect incentive, and that's why Facebook allows that. What about restrictions on places? Well, you can incentivize users to check into places and give them things like coupons or rebates or exclusive content, but you can't use the check-in feature, as we kind of discussed before, to register them automatically for a promotion. We talked a little bit about the like button, and you certainly can give incentives indirectly for liking a page, provided that this be open to not just new people who have liked your page, but also to existing users as well. You may have heard about sponsored stories. Facebook has this feature whereby if you have a friend, like I do, David Berkowitz, and he's a fan of Blockbuster on Facebook, that might show in my stream. Now that's the kind of the connection of my friends and advertisers, and this is something that you can buy as part of your Facebook media buy. Now Facebook was sued in a class action for this under right of publicity violations, and they recently agreed to settle. The case is not completely over yet, but ultimately they have changed their practices with regard to sponsored stories. They've given it more increased visibility. They have allowed control from users about how they appear in sponsored stories, and they've allowed minors to completely opt out of use of sponsored stories. And because of these changes, they've continued to sell this service to advertisers, and advertisers are buying. Now, there have been no lawsuits against advertisers to date for using the sponsored stories. There have been a few threats, but no lawsuits that I'm aware of. And so whether it's right for your company is something you want to discuss carefully within the company. What about referencing Facebook and advertising? Well, brands certainly are permitted to use the Facebook name to make truthful references to their appearance on Facebook. Things like our page on Facebook or become a fan of our page is certainly something that's permissible. Now, they don't want you to use the term friend because you don't friend on Facebook anymore. Now, if you do say or use Facebook, F in Facebook should be capitalized, and Facebook should be in the same font size and style as the other content on Facebook. Now, they don't want you to imply any endorsement with Facebook, and certainly they don't want you to link to any other pages on Facebook other than facebook.com or your main brand page. And they don't want you to use Facebook terms like Facebooking, which is something that is not how they use their trademarks. Now, what about using their logos? That was about using just the name. What about actually using the logo? Well, this blue logo that we see here, Facebook really doesn't permit that without permission, and they generally don't give permission for that. What about and that's in broadcast advertising. They don't want you to combine Facebook logos with other intellectual property. And they say that you can use the like button in advertising but not in online advertising. Now, with respect to the little F in the box that you see there, they don't want you to modify that in any way. You see a lot of companies doing that, but that's inappropriate and improper under their terms. What about use of screenshots you find on Facebook? Well, certainly Facebook says you need their permission, and you also need the permission of the user whose content it is. Now, they don't want you to modify their screenshots in any way. So before you're going ahead and doing that, get Facebook's permission and get the users. So that's it. You didn't read it, but I did, and now you know just about as much as me about Facebook. So don't forget, let's be careful out there, and I'll see you soon.